Hi there, welcome back to my channel Solo Cruising with Heather. Thanks for checking out another video. If you have taken ocean cruises as a solo, have you ever thought about taking a river cruise as a solo? River cruises tend to be a little bit more expensive, but there are ways you can get some great deals as a solo. So I've been on a couple of river cruises as a solo, and I wanted to share my experience and give you some tips and advice on how you can have a successful river cruise. Let's get going. One of the great things about taking a river cruise is that the boats are small. So passengers numbers are anywhere from maybe 120 to 180 people on the ship. And so you quickly get to know other cruise passengers and make friends very quickly. You can also be assured that you'll never be eating alone, that there'll always be a table for you to join. They actually have a lot of group tables as opposed to just tables for 2 or 4 people. So you'll quickly be able to join a group of other travelers, whether they're solos or couples or families, and you can get to know your other cruise guests. Because the number of guests on a river cruise are much lower than on an ocean cruise, there's always lots of space. And so the ships themselves, yes, they're smaller, but when you're only sharing that space with maybe 150 people, there's never a shortage of places to sit and relax. On the top deck, which is where the sun deck is, there's always chairs and lounges for you to be able to grab if you want some quiet time reading a book in the sun. And in the public spaces too, the lounges tend to be very accessible, and there's always seating. It's always a great place to hang out and be comfortable. So you won't be fighting for things like when you're on a big ocean cruise where you're trying to find space around the pool or the sun deck area to sit down. It's just not going to be the same experience on a river cruise. Some people think river cruising is very expensive for solos, and you might be right, but stick to the end of this video and I'm going to give you some great tip after where you can find some good deals where you don't have to pay that solo supplement. And so while the cost seems more for a week's cruise on a river cruise versus an ocean cruise, I then encourage you to look at what is included. So on a river cruise, what's included is your Wi-Fi. You don't have to pay extra for Wi-Fi, so you can keep in touch with family and keep posting your great photos to social media. Wine and beer is included with lunch and dinner, and also often there's a cocktail hour. But what's really fun is all the excursions are included, and you have a choice of excursions. So for each port of call or each city they dock in, they'll offer several different excursions based on your activity level, based on what you like to do. And you just get to pick and choose, or don't do any if you don't want to do any. But all of that's included. So when you factor in all of these additional things that are usually upcharges on an ocean cruise, you could really start to see where it becomes quite good value. Your stateroom and cabins on a river cruise are usually very beautiful, very well appointed, very comfortable, amazing bathrooms. The service from your cabin steward is top notch. They quickly learn your name. In fact, the front desk people learn your name. It's very surprising how quickly they know everyone's name and use it frequently when addressing you. So that's very impressive. So I definitely think that the customer service is top notch, and you'll really appreciate that level of attention. So one of the great things about river cruises is that they dock right in the middle of the towns and cities that they visit. So unlike ocean cruises, where sometimes the ship has to dock in an industrial port and you can't even walk from the ship to town, you have to be bussed because you're not allowed to step foot in the port unaccompanied. On a river cruise, you are docked right there in the town. You just walk off the ship and you're there in town and visiting the heritage sites or the markets or the castles, whatever you choose to visit, it's right there and very easy to access. So that's one advantage of being on a river cruise. One of the unique things about being on a river cruise is that the cruise will really try and enhance your experience by exposing you to local culture and local entertainment. So on the cruise ships that I went on, the river cruise ships, we had local artists coming in from different countries that we were visiting, and they were putting on shows. There was traditional dancing, traditional singers, and that was a great way to experience the local culture. And you really felt that you were experiencing something special. Now, as I promised, I would share a tip. Actually, it's more of a resource for you to use to book a river cruise and not pay an arm and a leg, and that would be to go through a company called Passion for Cruises. Passion for Cruises is based in the UK. They also have Passion for Cruises USA as well, but they negotiate deals with some of the river cruise companies, and they get rooms for their guests with no solo supplement. And so it's really quite amazing to be able to book these wonderful experiences and not pay double. So I know that in some of the companies you would be paying four and a half, £5,000 or dollars to have a cabin on your own on a 1 week river cruise. But with Passion for Cruises, it's half that price. And that often includes travel from England as well. So from one of the major airports in England, that includes transportation from the airport to the cruise ship. So it's kind of an all-inclusive fee. So if you think about the cost, basically your airfare is included, the price of the river cruise is included, the transfers from the airport to the river cruise, all your meals, Wi-Fi, drinks with lunch and dinner, and excursions. So when you think about all of that, they really are very good value. So I hope you'll think about taking one in the future. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me the thumbs up and think about subscribing below. And this is Solo Cruising with Heather. I'll see you in the next one.